A lot of folks assume that the reason why burnout makes healthy eating feel impossible is because if you're burnt out, then it's hard to feel motivated and it's hard to have discipline. But that's not the whole story. Relying on tasty convenience options actually functionally helps you cope with some of the core drivers of burnout in ways that are incredibly effective. Here are 4 of those drivers. Driver number 1 is being in an environment where the expectations of you are unclear. And when you feel like you're not sure what you should be doing, it can make us feel very insecure. It can make us be hypervigilant, like we're not very safe or very secure in that environment, and that can put us into fight or flight. And food is a very powerful tool to help you cope with this because when we eat, it triggers a hormonal cascade that can take us out of fight and flight and into rest and digest. You wouldn't stop and eat something if you were being chased by a lion. Dynamic number 2 is not feeling like you're getting adequate recognition or reward for your effort. And the way that food helps with this should be pretty obvious because food can be a wonderful reward. Think about how often you reward yourself with food, or how often you have a rough day where you feel like you've just been bulldozed and you think, oh, I really need this. I deserve this pick-me-up. Driver number 3 is feeling like the pile never ends. If you feel like your life is just a hamster wheel of tasks that you never get to the bottom of, that's a recipe for burnout. And food can be really helpful at managing this in the short term because for many people, meal times and specifically dinner time is a way to cap off the day. It's a way that we signal productivity hours being over. And so for a lot of people, dinner carries really heavy significance because it's the time when you're allowed to let yourself off the hook. And for a lot of people, it's very important that that dinner meal be incredibly rewarding because, well, you earned it. And number 4 is feeling like you don't have a lack of autonomy or a lack of agency in your life. For many people, food is one of the few places where you truly have choice. And I think that for a lot of people, if they don't feel like they have agency in their life, trying to keep themselves to very rigid food rules can feel incredibly painful because it feels like you're taking away that last piece of autonomy. And so rebelling against those food rules and saying, oh, you know what, whatever, screw it, can actually be a way that you are getting that autonomy need met. And if we add on to these 4 dynamics, the fact that if you're burnt out, you probably don't have a lot of energy, then it makes total sense that people fall into these patterns. So if you feel like you're burnt out, but eating in a way that nourishes your body better is something you would like to do, here are 2 things that you need to focus on. Number 1, you need to figure out how to make the choices you want to be making as easy and as frictionless as possible so that making those choices doesn't push you further into burnout. And additionally, you should probably figure out how to make those choices as pleasurable as possible too. And number 2, you need to figure out how to tackle those dynamics that are leading to burnout so that you don't need the coping tools so much anymore.